Hello everybody, welcome back to High Ground. My name is Tanner, and today we're going to be going over a few more roster changes in North America. And some of this is actually the stuff that we went over last time, but it's been officially announced, but we do have at least one new thing, so stay tuned for that. First up, Sweater being dropped from Oxygen. This happened like just shortly after I released the previous video. It was like an hour or two, whatever it was later that day. So anyways, to touch on it a little bit more, Sweater, one of the newer additions to the roster. They brought on Yaga since he's been here, but Fox and Newers and Dream, they all joined before Sweater. So one of the newer members of the team and now being dropped. He just didn't live up to the expectations. A lot of people had high hopes for him first joining Pro League, Tier 1, and then on Beast Coast, he looked pretty good, and perhaps he was just being held back by his team, by his teammates, whatever the case. Went to a top team in Oxygen, and I do really wonder if maybe things would have gone differently for Sweater had he gone to a different top team, if it'd been on TSM or Space Station or just another one of the actual top teams. But maybe we'll still get that opportunity. Maybe he'll get picked up by another team, maybe by not a top team. Maybe he'll end up on Mirage. Whatever the case, we'll see what he does in the future. But definitely a player with potential, and he just never lived up to it really. And now for his replacement, we get Yana here, aka Fish. So yeah, Fish being confirmed to be joining the roster, and I expected him to be announced certainly before Ashen on SSG, assuming that does happen, because Oxygen is playing at Gamers 8 in, it's like a month and a half. It's like middle of July, so not super soon, but it's coming up. So I suppose they wanted to get it out there, and it had already been leaked, so might as well at that point. I think a lot of people are excited for this one. Sweater, it was, I think, a player to take a chance on, especially because they had to reinvent themselves a little bit, because he replaced Laxing. It definitely wasn't a one-for-one transition in terms of roles. They tried to put him on Laxing's roles. That really didn't work out. They switched up the roles and it looked pretty good. And now, I guess Fish should probably slot into where Sweater was supposed to be pretty well. It should be, Fish and Newers on the front line with Fox and Dream sort of in the back, and then Yaga, flexing in the middle there. So yeah, a promising change. We'll see if it actually pans out. Fish looked pretty good on Parabellum, not amazing, but it's not like Parabellum did especially well. So we'll see what they can do. And then finally, we have Hyper retiring. So that's two players now off of Beast Coast, both Vertical and Hyper. So that leaves just Doc, Mr. B, and Hat, and I think Tristan is presumed to be one of the players joining the roster. We'll see who is filling the other vacant slot, and I think a lot of speculation to be had there, especially because that one hasn't been leaked, not like the Oxygen one was, not like the SSG one seemingly has been. But anyways, seeing Hyper go, it's unfortunate. We're starting to see more and more players just leave the game for a variety of reasons. Hyper, one of the longest standing, and maybe if you've just been watching recently, you might not know it, but he was once one of the absolute best players in the not just in the region, but in the game. He was just an absolute fixture. He was not only excellent, but he was one of the most consistent players, like almost always rated top 10 or top 5 within the region, getting his kills, getting things done. A really impactful player, and definitely one of the biggest legacy players. I suppose there's still some more longer standing players than him, but Hyper was well entrenched in the scene, so it's unfortunate to see him go. And again, we'll see what happens with Beast Coast, and I'll just scroll down if you want to see everything that he had in his not twit longer, I guess, but his few posts here. And he shouted out in particular, where is it, Brandon, Vert, and Troy. So BC, Vertical, and Canadian. And yeah, I think that does it for the video. I don't really expect too many other changes to come out. Maybe SSG will make their announcement. Maybe Beast Coast will make their announcement. But again, those two teams don't really need to make their announcements for a while because they're not participating in Gamers 8. Maybe we'll see some more off-season stuff get announced, and then maybe they'll do it. But if the next thing that they compete in is indeed stage number 2 of this year, then that's still quite a while. So yeah, I guess that's going to do it for me. So any questions, comments, concerns, any of that stuff, feel free to leave it below. A like and a subscription would also be appreciated, and I'll catch you guys next time.